Okay, let's do a little thought experiment. What if you had to start completely fresh on LinkedIn tomorrow? I'm talking zero followers, zero connections. How would you build a huge, high-quality audience in just 1 week? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now, a step-by-step playbook that shows you how to do it. So yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the one we're all trying to figure out. How do you go from being basically invisible on the world's biggest professional network to having an audience of 10,000 people in about the time it takes to binge a new TV series? Well, I'll tell you this. The answer is probably not what you're thinking. And boom, there it is, the first big curveball. The number one thing that most people do when they want to grow on LinkedIn is actually the one thing you should not do when you're starting out. Stick with me here because we are about to dive into a way smarter and way faster strategy. All right, here's our roadmap. First, we'll lock in your profile foundation. Then, we'll get into a smart connection method that gets like a 90% success rate. After that, we'll talk about creating instant social proof, reveal the real secret to rapid audience growth, and then wrap it all up in your 7-day game plan. Let's do this. First things first, your profile foundation. Seriously, think of your LinkedIn profile as your digital storefront. Before you can even think about inviting people in, you have to make sure the lights are on and the shelves are stocked with exactly what your ideal client is desperately looking for. That's our whole focus for day 1 and day 2.
So on day 1, we're talking about your positioning. See, most people say what they do. I'm a consultant, I'm a founder. But let's be real, nobody really cares what you do, they care what you can do for them. Everyone is tuned in to their favorite radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? So you need to position yourself as the solution to their Monday morning problem, that one super frustrating thing that just wrecks their whole week.
Now for day 2, check this out. Your profile picture is your Netflix thumbnail. Netflix knows we judge a show by its cover in like a split second. Your picture is exactly the same. We process visuals instantly, so you need a photo that screams authority and likability. There are even free AI tools out there that can rate your photo on those metrics, helping you nail that perfect first impression every single time. Okay, your storefront is looking good. Now it's time to actually invite some people in. On these 3 and 4, we're focused on outreach. But this isn't about sending hundreds of those cold, cringy messages that just make you feel awful. No, this is a much warmer, much smarter approach. The strategy is called trust stacking. And what you do is you map out a timeline of your own life. Where'd you go to school? What companies have you worked for? What cities have you lived in? Why? Because all the data shows we are way more likely to trust people from our own communities. By connecting with people who share a little piece of your history, you're stacking these layers of trust before you even say hello. And just how effective is this? Well, when you use trust stacking, you can expect a connection request acceptance rate of around 90%. Yeah, you heard that right, 90%. By tapping into these shared communities, you turn a cold outreach into a warm introduction. It's a total game changer. So on day 4, once they accept, this next step is absolutely crucial. You have to frame the conversation. Imagine you just bought a beautiful painting. You wouldn't just slap it on the wall with duct tape, right? No, you'd get a perfect frame to make it shine. Your first message is that frame. You have to avoid that needy, desperate frame of asking for something. Instead, you use a non-needy frame. A simple, confident message acknowledging the connection is all it takes to start things off on the right foot. Okay, so you've made these new connections. You've sent your cool, non-needy message. What's the very first thing they're going to do? You got it. They're going to click right back to your profile. So for day 5, we need to make absolutely sure that what they find is a bridge of trust. They feel safe walking across. This quote just nails it, right? Social proof is all about showing new people that, hey, others have already crossed this bridge. It's safe, it's sturdy, and it's valuable. Nobody wants to be the first one to take a risk on someone new. You've got to show them you're a credible authority worth their time. And you know what the best part is? You can whip up this social proof incredibly fast. On day 5, you just flip on creator mode, turn on the featured section on your profile, and then use a simple AI tool to create 2 quick listicle-style carousel posts. It's super low effort, but it has a huge impact. It instantly makes your profile look active, authoritative, and full of value. And now we have arrived at the absolute heart of this playbook. This is the engine that's going to drive you from a few hundred connections to 10,000 followers. This is the big, counterintuitive secret for days 6 and 7. So let's circle back to that surprising idea from the very beginning. The biggest mistake that pretty much everyone makes when they're starting from scratch is posting on their own profile. I know, it sounds completely backwards, right? But just think about it for a second. The LinkedIn algorithm shows your content to your existing network. So if you have no network, you are literally posting into a black hole. Nobody is going to see it. It is the single least effective thing you could possibly do. The real secret to explosive growth is commenting. See, when you leave a thoughtful comment on someone else's post, you aren't just commenting, you are posting on their stage. You are ethically borrowing their massive audience to build your own. It's faster, it's way more effective, and it positions you as an expert in front of thousands of the right people instantly. But you gotta be strategic about it. This breaks down into 2 types of profiles you should be targeting. First, you've got your broad influencers with over 100,000 followers. This is for mass visibility and just racking up followers fast. And second, you've got your niche leaders, the folks with about 1,000 to 5,000 followers. These smaller ponds are where you can really stand out, get noticed by the creator, and turn that engagement into actual client conversations. And to make it even easier, here are 2 simple formulas for your comments on days 6 and 7. You can either write a motivational comment, these are super appealing and get a ton of likes and replies, or you can provide detailed expert advice, basically treating the comment like a mini consulting session. This shows off your value and screams authority. So let's bring it all home. We've walked through the entire 7-day playbook, and hopefully you can see that it's more than just a few tricks. It represents a fundamental shift in how you should be thinking about LinkedIn. This isn't just a to-do list. It's a completely new strategy. You're going to position yourself around solving real problems. You're going to connect using the warmth of shared history. You're going to start conversations with confidence, not neediness. And you are going to grow by using other people's stages, not by shouting into an empty room. And that's it. That's the whole playbook, from zero to a massive audience in just 1 week. The strategy is here, the steps are crystal clear. So the only question left is this. Now that you know how to do it, who from your past, your university, a former company, is going to be the very first person you connect with to start your journey?